Assalamu alaikum students. How are you? I hope you all are doing good. So once again, welcome back to my economics class. Let's start our today's video. Today we are going to start the new chapter, that is chapter number 10, rural economies. So let's have a look on the topics which we are going to cover in this video. The first one is meaning, features and problems of rural economy. The second one is meaning and reasons for rural development. The third one is meaning of rural poverty and its causes. So let's start with the meaning of rural economy. Here is the meaning of rural economy. Here it is written that rural economy refers to villages and rural community, or it also refers to the people living in villages. I hope you all know what is rural area. It is a geographical area which is situated outside the cities or town, and this becomes the reason why they are still lacking in the development, because the people living in rural areas are morely depending on the natural resources as compared to the technology. And why they are not depending on the technology? Because still they are lacking in that development, and that's why they are still not able to complete their basic requirement of life, that is food, shelter or clothing. So the rural area people faces a lot of problems, like I wrote here, that backwardness of agriculture, low income, low employment opportunity, poverty, low infrastructural development, low literacy rate. Okay. To understand rural economy deeply, let's understand the features of rural economy one by one. So the first one is village is an institution. No doubt we are saying here that the rural areas are still lacking in the development, still lacking in completing the basic requirement of life. But in villages, in rural areas, they have the feeling of belongingness in between them. They still believe that unity is the strength. Still, they behave or believe in honesty. So it's a kind of a pure feature of rural economy. Second feature of rural economy is dependence on agriculture. So most of the rural people are depending on the agriculture for their earning. They do not find any other option for earning. So that's why this is the reason huge number of persons are engaged in agriculture, and for more earning, for earning high income, they usually migrate to the urban areas. The next feature of rural economy is life of rural people. So the life of rural people is very simple. Because of the lack of development, there is still their school, their hospital services, road, banking and communication services are yet to develop. So that's the reason why their lifestyle is so simple, or still why they are still believing in superstition, why they are still practicing their old traditional things to cure any problem, because they are not getting that much hospital advanced services in their rural area. So it is the another feature of rural economy. The next one is employment. As we studied in the first point, that in rural areas the people are engaged in agriculture sector more, but there exists unemployment also, that is seasonal unemployment, under unemployment in rural area. So basically, you all know what is unemployment. Unemployment refer to the situation of people with willingness and ability to work, but it is not getting employed. So disguised unemployment means where there is a requirement of one person for a work, they are hiring 5 or 6% on that particular work, and that 5 or 6 persons are believing that they are working, but actually they are not required by the work. They will not get that much income for their work because they are unnecessarily employed. They are, like, we can say that it's a situation of people employed in excess or over or above the requirement. So this kind of unemployment is very common in villages or rural areas. The next point is poverty. So poverty is a condition where the basic need of the people like food, clothing, shelter are not being met. So according to the 2011-12 estimates, about 22 crores of people in rural area are poor and live below the poverty line. So I hope you understand the meaning of poverty. Poverty means still they are not completing they are not meeting their basic requirement of life. So the next one is indebtedness. Why they are in debt? Because the only reason is they are lacking in finding the job opportunities. But you know what? We need the income to complete our requirement of life. And if they are not able to find a particular job to earn the money to satisfy their needs, they will obviously, take the loan from the people, take debt from the people, and how they will pay out that debt? Obviously, it would be impossible for them to pay out the debt. So that's why most of the people in villages are under debt. The next one is rural income. The feature of rural economy is rural income. So we can say that the income of the rural people is constrained as the rural economy is not sufficiently vibrant to provide them with jobs or self-employment opportunities. That's the reason why they are not able to earn that much income. The next one is dependency. So rural households are largely dependent on social grants, remittance from family members working in urban areas and cities. As I told you, there are not that much job opportunities are there in villages. That's why some of the family members have to move to the urban areas to get the good job or to earn more money from them, from that area. So the other family members will obviously be dependent on that particular member who migrated from rural area to the urban area for completing their requirement. So the next one is migration. So we have discussed a lot about migration. Migration means moving from rural area to the urban areas. Obviously, there is a need for them to move from rural area to urban area for earning. So here is the meaning of rural development. So rural development is the process of improving the quality of life, economic well-being of people living in rural area, often relatively isolated and sparsely populated area. So basically, the government always focuses on the overall development of the country. So that's why the rural development is more required nowadays, because there is a great gap between the development of the rural areas and the urban areas. So rural development means improving the quality of life of the people living in rural areas. So here are the reasons or need why we need the rural development. The first one is the major share of population lives in rural area, and if we support the rural area people, we will obviously gain the tag of developed countries. Like our country India is still developing country, and we need to focus on now the rural area development so that we can achieve more growth in our country. The next one is impediment to the overall progress of the economy. So basically the rural economy support the urban sector by way of supplying drinking water, especially milk, food and raw material. Hence the backwardness of the rural sector would be a major impediment to the overall progress of the country. Okay, still we have discussed about the point that in rural areas they are not getting a quality education, a quality hospital services. Like if there is improvement in the education health services in village, it can help to avoid many urban problems like begging, roadside slumming. Why there is roadside slumming? Because people are moving from rural area to the urban areas and they can't afford the proper house for them. That's why there are increasing day by day. There is increase in the number of slums in the urban areas. And if we can think about the development of rural areas, it will help to remove some of the urban area problems. The next one is obviously rural urban migration can be reduced, as we are focusing again and again on the same point that if there is a development in the rural area, then why the people will move to the urban area to earn more? If they are getting that much opportunity in their area, in their particular area, then why they will move to the urban area? So it will help to reduce the migration number also. The next one is optimum utilization of the resources. There are still unutilized resources are available in the rural area. They are still not properly used, and if the new technology will be introduced in the rural areas also, then it will be a great opportunity to utilize the resources in an optimum way. Let's see what's the next topic. The next topic is problems of rural economy. So the first one is people related problems. So the problem related to individuals and their standard of living consist of illiteracy, lack of technical know-how, low level of confidence, dependence on sentiments and beliefs, etc. It becomes very common. This problem becomes very common if if the people are living in rural areas, then how they will get encouraged to do more things in life, more how they will have a high thinking in themselves if they still living in an area where still they are not able to complete the basic requirement of the life. So for that reason they are still believing in the beliefs only. They are not encouraged to do more in their life because of the lack of motivation they are getting in the schools. I mean, there would be no colleges in the rural area still. So this is the first problem related, people related problems. Why I am focusing on this point more? Because while the people from rural areas moving to the urban areas, that people still do not find a good job because of their lack of confidence in themselves. The second one is agriculture related problems. So the problem related to agriculture include lack of expected awareness knowledge. It is related with the first point as well. If they do not have the current information about the latest technology, then they will be not aware about the knowledge regarding the agricultural development. Unavailability of inputs, obviously, poor marketing facilities, insufficient extension staff and services, and many more problems are related with the agriculture sector. The third one is infrastructural related problems. So, you know what? Infrastructure facility like water, electricity, transport, educational institution, communication, health, employment, storage facility, banking, etc. are still in poor condition in rural areas. The next one is economics related problems. The economic problem related to rural area are inability to adopt high cost technology, high cost of input, underprivileged rural industries, low income, indebtedness, existence of inequality in land holding, etc. So these are the points which we are studying again and again. You can relate very well. The next one is leadership related problems. The specific leadership related problem found in rural area are leadership among the hands of inactive, incompetent people, self-interested of the leaders. You know what? Leader must be a person who look after the people, who look after the need of the people. But in rural areas specifically, the leaders are inactive. They are just focusing on themselves. They are not thinking about the people. The last one is administrative problems. The rural administrative problem consists of political interference, lack of motivation, interest, low wages in villages, improper utilization of budget, absence of monitoring, implementation of rural development program. As I told you in the fifth point, the leadership related problems. Whosoever in the leader is in the rural area, obviously focusing on themselves. So whenever they are getting any scheme which is offered by the central government, they use that scheme amount on themselves, not in the development of the villages. So it's also become a major problem for the rural economy for development. The next topic is meaning of rural poverty. So rural poverty refers to the existence of poverty in rural areas. So poverty in India has been defined as a situation in which an individual failed to earn sufficient income to buy the basic minimum of subsistence. So basically we can say that on the basis of recommended nutritional intake, a person consuming less than 2,400 calories per day in rural areas are treated as they are under poverty. So if we study the data, we are still having a poverty, a high level of poverty in rural areas. So let's see the next topic. The next topic is causes of rural poverty. What are the reasons behind the rural poverty? So the first one is lack of non-farm employment. So the non-farm employment opportunities do not match the increasing labor force. Why so? Because as we studied that in rural areas, most of the people are engaged in the agriculture sector, but the remaining who do not have their own land, they have to, depend on the non-farm employment. And the number of people who are depending on non-farm employment is very high. That's the reason there is a reduction in the wage rate. So it obviously creates the problem of poverty in the rural area. The second one is lack of public sector investment. So the root cause of rural poverty in our country is lack of public sector investment on human resource development. The next point is inflation. So you know very well, steady increase in prices affect the purchasing power of the rural poor, leading to rural poverty. As we studied the first point, lack of non-farm employment tend to reduce the wage rate. They are, rural people are not getting that much money in their hand by working for a whole month. And if there is an inflation, it will obviously hit on the poverty level of the rural area. The next one is low productivity. So low productivity of rural labor and farm activities is a cause as well as the effect of poverty. The next point is unbalanced growth. So major gain of economic development are enjoyed by the urban rich people, leading to concentration of wealth Due to defective economic structure and policies, gains of growth are not reaching the poor and the contribution of poor people are not accounted properly. The next one is low rate of economic growth. So basically the rate of growth of India is always below the target and it has benefit the rich only. The poor are always denied of the benefits of the achieved growth and development of the country. The last one is more emphasis is on the large industries. So huge investment in large industries catering to the need of middle and upper class in urban areas are made in India. Such industries are capital intensive and do not generate more employment opportunities. So therefore, poor are not in a position to get employed and to come out from the poverty in a village. So to remove the rural poverty, the central government also introduced so many schemes to improve the situation. So here are some scheme names, that is Pradhan Mantri Adarsh Gram Sadak Yojana for the infrastructure development, we can say Bharat Nirman Yojana, Indira Awas Yojana, Jawaharlal Nehru National Urban Renewal Mission. So you can have a look on these remedial measures which are taken by our central government to improve the situation of poverty in the rural areas, so that to vanish the poverty in the rural areas. The famous one is Manrega, that is Narega also. Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme, so that the rural people can at least have 100 days job. So here are the assignment question for you people. You have to complete this assignment question on time. So just note it down, the questions. The first one is, what do you mean by rural economy? Explain its feature. Define rural development. The second one is, define rural development. Explain the need of rural development. The third one is, briefly explain the problem of rural economy. The fourth one is, what do you mean by rural poverty? Explain the causes of rural poverty. So that's all from my side. Thank you students. Assalamu alaikum and take care.